Good evening. Do you remember 9/11? I most certainly do. Um, and I remember where I was. I was in bed at the time, and my wife came home from work. She worked within walking distance and yelled out from the bottom of the stairs that the world was coming to an end and to get up and get out of bed. And so I put on my clothes. I went downstairs. I didn't know what was going on. And then she gave me some briefing on what was happening, and I had to get to my studio to get my television, my portable TV, and bring it over to her office so they could watch, her and her colleagues could watch what was unfolding, which was significant for her because she was working in the financial industry. Now, by the time I got the TV set up at her office and turned it on, shortly afterwards we saw the first tower collapse. And it was at that point that we all had this sinking feeling that the world will never be the same again. And we were absolutely right about that. The world would never be the same or how we knew it. And it's interesting because the night before, I was emailing a couple of clients in New York City. I was just beginning to sell art in New York City, and that was a big step for me as an artist, as an up-and-coming artist. And one of the clients actually worked about 7 blocks away from the World Trade Center. And so, I had these deals closed, and the next day I was going to prepare shipment of the paintings and all that stuff. And then 9/11 happens and everything changes. Let me backtrack a little bit. Back in 1995, when my wife and I were dating, our first vacation that we took together was in New York City, and we stayed with a lovely couple who lived on, I think it was 82nd Street and I don't know, it was one of the 80-something streets in Manhattan, and it was a charming street. In the morning time, you would hear horses going down the street. It was, I guess, English-style horseback riding, and tiny little apartment. It was the brownstone buildings. There were low rises, and tiny little one-bedroom apartments. And my wife and I, at that time, we were sleeping on the floor in a sleeping bag. It was truly romantic. We actually fell in love in New York City at that, on that vacation, and it was easy to fall in love in New York City at that time because it was just a buzz with optimism. It was alive. I never seen a city so vibrant. Anyhow, the only thing I regret about that vacation was that the couple had, the boyfriend, he worked at a financial institution near the World Trade Center. He was a bond trader, I believe, and he gave us an opportunity to go up one of the towers to the top. And we were so busy doing so many different things that it just didn't seem like a priority. We thought, we could always do that another time. But we didn't realize that this was a limited time offer. In our wildest dreams, we could never have imagined that the big giant towers wouldn't be there one day. And lo and behold, 9/11. And when I think back to 9/11 and look at where I'm at today, it would have been beyond my comprehension to even imagine where I am today on YouTube, promoting a low-fat vegan lifestyle. Yeah, that would have been pretty crazy. I would have thought, that's nuts. That's not me at all. But there you go. You never know where life is going to take you. And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, you never know when your number's up. So live well. Yeah. That's all I got to say on that subject. I just wanted to share that with you. Take care and have a lovely evening.